Good morning. I just was wasting time poking around the desert on Google Earth, and I found a heck of a hunting site. So let's go look at it. Let's go look at it together. I'm going to share this screen. Hope it works. Share. Here we are, just south of Las Vegas, and I was looking for a place to explore, and I zoomed in here because whenever you got a valley from a big drainage like that, you have interesting things at the mouth of the valley. And we can go in here and look for lithic debris and try to decide, is this lithic debris or that geology? But I come over here and I got to say, I can't tell if these white spots are man-made or or natural. But how could they possibly be natural? Look at the structure of this. These lines all lead up into here, all of them. And then where do they go from there? There's a cusp here where the threads don't go in any direction. And what else can we see in this landscape? Following the pattern of trust your eyes, these little bald spots. They don't really look like hunting targets, but one could argue that if these things are man-made, they've got to be directing the game along the lines of these dots. So here, for example, it's more obvious, maybe more evident that the dots lead, and I hope I'm not just projecting ideas here, they lead to these bald spots right along here. And those bald spots do look a bit like familiar hunting site targets. So you back off from here a little bit and you look around. All the lines over here lead to this hole and down towards this spot. I guess we should look into the hole. I guess that's a small valley. So this looks like a heck of a trap. Going out for, hundreds of yards anyway. Maybe, what is that? Maybe a kilometer out from this hole. And we can imagine that these lighter spots are worth examining carefully for their role or their relationship anyway to these bizarre white dots in the desert. So you tell me, what are we dealing with here? My imagination, or is it something real? I'll make another point, which I didn't think of until after I made the video. Let me go back to sharing Google Earth. Excuse me. So let's take a look at this landscape for a second overall. It's a valley, but it's a valley that's not got a whole lot of up and down inside of it compared to other places in Nevada where you've got ridges and hills and slopes and passes and saddles and gullies where you can use the landscape itself to hunt. I mean, you just pick where the sheep are going to be walking anyway. They're predictable in those places because of how sheep move, and you can learn that. But in an undifferentiated landscape, like these low hills here, it's almost like you have to create your own ridges and valleys if you want to predict where the animals are going to move. If you want to control the movement of game in a place like this, it's all got to be covered with your control system. So I'm just projecting these ideas, but I'm saying that it makes sense in a low valley like this, where there would have been bighorn sheep, that you find some way of predicting where they're going to be. And in a place where there's not a lot of differentiation that would cause the sheep to walk one place or another, you would insert things into the landscape to make it happen the way you want to, so that you could actually get them to follow these lines. And in the right wind conditions, they're going to end up in these cusp points of the sets of dots. So, and stop share. Thanks again. So, end of screen sharing. And thank you for listening.